So essentially what happened is that I left for 2 months. Before I left, we were working on a Minecraft series where we're building Minecraft on top of SpacetimeDB. And it's like a Minecraft server on top of SpacetimeDB, just using the regular Minecraft client. So you can literally use just like open Minecraft and connect to it. There's like a translation service that needs to happen in between the clients and SpacetimeDB. But essentially you can just connect with oh, really? I have to sign in with Microsoft? Are you serious? Do I actually have to do this? Oh my god. Dude, what? I mean, I guess it makes sense. I haven't signed into this in forever. It's like, oh, enter your password. Enter your authentication code. Sorry, so to keep answering your question, essentially, I left the Minecraft project actually in a state that I think was working, but now the API has changed. So now it actually doesn't work. Like if you try to run this example on top of 0.10, I don't think it will work. Because it actually doesn't compile, which is what I needed Phoebe for. So we can actually get started. Rust Rover. Okay. We can actually get started here and we can look at some of these problems. So the other thing that we were doing right before I left was we were trying to add in like this caching layer to speed up the world generation. What I want to do is I want to roll it back to this commit actually, because this is a commit that we were working on before we started doing. Okay, so now I should be on the old version, 0.8.2. So now I should be able to compile this, I think. Spacetime build. Yeah, actually I have to do this. 0.8.2, okay. And actually, one thing that's like kind of funny is that I was like, oh my gosh, how do I run the project? I wrote like a nice README for this and I actually left all the commands that I was using for myself. So now I can actually just paste these in pretty much. So we're going to do publish-s local Minecraft. So I think this was part of it, is during init, I think actually we're creating the world. And this is where we started working on the caching layer. So I think this is actually the correct commit. Okay, let's jump in here. I want to be able to like jump into the world and just show you guys that it is working. Localhosts. That just work? It will. Okay, cool. Okay, so we only have a single chunk, but it did actually work. It did legitimately work. So this part actually is working. It's slow right now, not really to the fault of SpacetimeDB, but more to the fault of how the code is written. So now all we have to do is we have to upgrade this to 0. And actually, so one thing that I thought about actually while I was gone is that we've made so many improvements to SpacetimeDB since 0.8. It wouldn't surprise me if we just upgrade this to 0.10 and it's just way faster. So there's that possibility as well, that we just like, we upgrade this to 0.10. And I'm not saying we're 100% not going to need the caching layer, but I'm saying it's possible we might not need it. It's possible. Cool. And it's got like all the decorations and everything. So it's actually working correctly. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and upgrade it to the newest version, because I think that'll fix a lot of the performance issues that we've had. So we'll go ahead and start that process now. Okay, so I'm going to create a new branch because I'm going to try to be better about this. Upgrade to 0.10. Okay. So how do we do this? So first I want to do is spacetime upgrade 0.10.1. So this will upgrade my CLI. Okay, so now our CLI is on 0.10.1. So now what we can do is go into crates module, open cargo toml. Okay, we have 0.8 here. We need to do 0.10.1. Get random won't work anymore. So we have to actually get rid of this. I believe. If Phoebe is still here, tell me if that's wrong, but I believe we can no longer use get random. Then what else do we have to do? Let's try spacetime build. It won't work, but let's see what it complains about. Correct. Okay, excellent. Okay, tray bound MC173 module. Okay, it's complaining reducer something or other. Let's go to the top. Tray bound. It's not satisfied. Wow, there's a lot of warnings in here. Okay. Doesn't surprise me though. Okay. 6 arrows. I see. So I think what we have to do is we have to go inside crates, MC173 module. We have to also update this, maybe? Yeah, clearly have to update that. I think actually what I can do is just leave this as 0.10. Let me just make it consistent, because I want to just do 0.10 everywhere. Okay, let's try this. Spacetime build. Sorry, did this work? It did work. It built. Okay. Wait, why did that build? How could this possibly build? That's like wrong. How could this build? This depends on random. We never depended on get random. The random, okay. All right, there's two things here. Get random is used to generate something that is random, like a random seed. To start with a seed. That the seed itself is random. But if you start with a seed that you're like saying that we're starting on 9999, then we don't need get random, because we don't need to introduce randomness into the environment. Like Java random is gonna just do completely deterministic things based on a random seed. Okay. Oh my gosh, it actually builds. Okay, let's try it. So spacetime local clear, just because I want to delete the database. Now I'm going to do spacetime start. Now I'm going to publish in here. Easiest update ever. Oof, yeah. I'm hoping. Spacetime logs Minecraft -f. Log? Logs. Oh, -s local. Oh my gosh, local. Minecraft -f. Interesting, we have nothing in here. Launch done. Get instance, call, init database. Okay. Still seems to be slow. So we probably do need that caching layer. So you might be wondering, why is it slow? Is SpacetimeDB slow? And the answer is basically no. The thing is that we like basically insert a bunch of rows, and then immediately after we look them up again, and then we insert more rows, and then we look up the rows that we just inserted. So like basically, and we're doing that over and over and over and over and over again, because like you basically need to like look at the world state, generate one thing. Like for example, it might be something like trees. It's like, okay, we're gonna generate the trees. Okay, well, I guess like, okay, start from the very beginning, right? So it's like, we're going to generate the cobblestone or whatever it is. We're going to generate the stone. Okay, so then in order to generate the dirt, it's like, okay, now we have to look at all the cobblestone and then generate dirt on top of the cobblestone. It's like, it's very iterative, and you're just hitting the same rows over and over and over again. Like the exact same rows, we're just hitting them like hundreds of times every single time we generate. So okay, interesting. Event on an unknown reducer. None. We probably have to generate bindings. So let's go ahead and do that. Do you need public tables, or is the proxy and owner ID enabled to read them? That's a good question. I think I have to set them all to public is what I'll have to do. I think you're right, the Halo, that we're going to have to jump around and update all the tables to public. Oh man, do I have to actually go through every single table and mark it public? That's going to be like... That's going to take us a minute. I think we have to go into MC. No, actually, there aren't that many tables, and I'll tell you why. Is because we have like a limited amount of tables, but a lot of types. The types we don't have to touch. Only the tables. So I think this is table public. Oh, come on. There's more than just this table. Right? Or does this hold everything that we care about right now? World ID, seal... no. Certainly not. Table. SpacetimeDB. Table. Yes. Okay, we do have a bunch of them. I see. MC173 module source SpacetimeDB. Okay, MC173 module SpacetimeDB. Okay, chunk, sure. So then we would need to replace table with table public. Like this. I'm assuming if I go in here, multiplayer, this doesn't work either. It opens up the server port, and then we just get event on unknown reducer none. I don't really know how to proceed. I feel like I had more output before. I feel like we had stuff happen. Like it was saying that it received chunks or something. I wonder if it's my subscription query or something. Is it my subscription query? Select star from SpacetimeDB chunk, select star from SpacetimeDB time, select star from SpacetimeDB weather. So we do chunk, time, and weather. Let's check those tables. So we have SpacetimeDB chunk. SpacetimeDB chunk. This is a type. This is not a table. Is there also a table with the same name? SpacetimeDB chunk. No, there is. Table public. SpacetimeDB chunk, which contains primary key autoinc chunk ID, XZ, and then a chunk. And this chunk is just this. So this is fine. Okay, what about the other ones? Select star from... Wait, hold on. Is this how you're supposed to do queries in Rust? Or are you supposed to do them like this? Let me try that. Oh my god, that was it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, that's weird that like in 0.8 but .2 it was specified all as one query, but then now in 0.10.1 it's... Okay, so legitimately, if you supply a stupid SQL query that doesn't work, so the Halo, if you're still in here, that's probably what this was, is if you supply a invalid subscription query, you'll get that error, which we should fix that error. That error should be like, oh, your SQL subscription is bad. Don't give me bad SQL subscriptions. Let's see if we can connect. Oh my gosh, it worked. It's amazing. Oh. Okay, the other thing as well is I feel like let me regenerate the world. I'm super curious to regenerate the world. Yes, how to delete Minecraft. I wish I could time it. I kind of want to get like a general feeling for how much faster it is. That was legitimately faster. So like we got a bit of a speed up by just upgrading to 0.10. because now we generated, I want to say 9 times more terrain than we had before. Oh, we have to update the light map. The lighting, I think, needs to be recalculated. I wonder why that's not working. Or at least I think it's not working. Yeah, something's going on with that, but we can fix that. It's faster than it was before by like a lot. So 0.10.0 confirmed is quite a bit faster. We generated, I want to say, probably 9 times the terrain in approximately the same amount of time it used to take us to generate just one chunk. But we should still add the caching layer in, because we could really like generate all of this in like I want to say less than a second. We could generate all of this. So basically, I want to do a lot of the caching stuff off stream because I also don't really think it's that interesting. It's just me going to be like going around and just editing a bunch of functions and adding in a like parameter to a bunch of different functions and using that instead of just directly looking up from the tables. Okay, so essentially for Minecraft, what did we have? So there's a big piece in here called, I want to say it's called like gen terrain. It's like gen terrain layers or something. I forget what it's called, and it doesn't necessarily matter so much. But there's this big function in here, and this has like a bunch of sub functions. So this is going to be like generate stone, generate dirt, generate water, generate, and then one for each ore. So it's also going to be like generate ore, or let's see, sorry, like iron ore, generate coal, generate like redstone. Can I zoom in here? Hello. There we go. Redstone, oh my gosh, redstone, generate coal, etc. Okay, so what each one of these functions is doing, and we can actually look at the code if people are interested, is like, what it's going to do is it's going to do a bunch of like random noise generation, and it's going to start looking up chunks, or it's going to specifically look at blocks. So it's going to like essentially want to bring an entire chunk into memory, look at a couple blocks, update a single block, and then kind of like throw the entire thing away and do that over and over and over again. That's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but the problem is that the chunks themselves are really large. So we can actually like look at just a quick example. Generate chunks. Okay. Might have to wait for indexing to finish here. Okay. Request load, gener load, request full. Okay. We're going to go down here. We're going to go to insert train. And this is the function that calls this function. And then this was the one that's slow. It's going to be, which one here? This one, gen features. It's not gen layers, it's gen features. So if we go to gen features, we can see, oh yeah, let's look at one of these things. Oh yeah, so generating dungeons, okay, generating veins, all these veins, so new clay vein, new ore vein, for dirt, gravel, coal, iron. Okay, let's look inside of one of these. What does this do? Okay, well, it's gonna say do a bunch of random noise generation stuff. It's gonna generate a place position. And it's going to say, oh, if this noise thing is less than 1, whatever. If world block... Wait, if world is block... Oh my gosh, this is like so much worse than I thought it was, actually. What this is doing, and this is so bad in SpacetimeDB. So what it was doing is it's looking at that block. Like, it's doing all this random noise generation. It's bringing the chunk in. It's looking at a bunch of blocks. Doing some random noise generation, and then what it would do is like essentially bring an entire chunk into memory, look at one block, see whether or not it's equal to this other block, throw it away, and then end up setting the block anyway. But the thing that I've added in here is a cache. So now this cache is going to hold on to chunks. So chunks don't just get like thrown away anymore. The chunks will remain in WASM memory until the end of the function. And if I go all the way back out to here, we'll kind of see how this works. So when we call generate chunks, and we have this, oh my gosh, what is this called? It's like a performance
measuring thing. We have a performance measuring thing here. And essentially we create this first, and then we're going to end that later so that we can get the timings for this. But essentially what we do here is we create this new cache thing. We're going to run through all the functions that we're going to run through, and then we're going to apply all the cache changes at the end. So anything that's in the cache at the end is actually going to get applied. And one thing that I just thought of is that if a chunk is not changed, we don't have to apply it. So that's one improvement that we could probably make to this, is that if a chunk didn't change, we don't have to write that back to the database. So yeah, that's the update. Okay, excellent. Super cool. Okay, I'll just say, performance is way better. It's crazy to me, you know. It's just all this is literally just running in SpacetimeDB. I don't know if we'll ever really be able to get fully up to the like native speed for train generation in SpacetimeDB without having like multi-version concurrency control. Obviously, once we have multi-version concurrency control, then we could, but just to give you an idea how much faster it is. Let's see. Actually, I think we're standing in that chunk that we just said generate chunks. I think we have to do 2, 2, 3, 3. Yeah. So there's approximately, I don't know, what was that, like a second for one chunk? To do like a larger amount here, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but not too bad. So let's do like 3, 3, 8, 8. Okay, so we can like generate like quite a bit more terrain. As you can see, it does still take a minute. The remaining performance improvements things to work on, kind of interesting. I don't really know what to optimize in SpacetimeDB next. I think we would have to probably optimize the Bitcraft module itself. Cool. So yeah, this was quite a bit of terrain. Obviously took a while, but not an unreasonable amount of time, really. And this was quite a bit more terrain. So this is cool. Oh, you know what? There's some other things too that we could try. Like for example, like modifying terrain was really slow before, and we can actually look at how to do that quickly. It's okay. We must not have updated this for the new thing. We can update this function quick. Okay, so essentially what we have to do in order to get this working is first grab the world. So we're going to do SpacetimeDB world, filter by ID. I think this is 1. So this is like let over world is equal to this. Okay, over world dot world. I think in here is set block. Okay, so then we have to do that. We can just chuck that error up. I actually heard like a interesting criticism of Rust, which is like I think that one thing that's cool about Rust is the error handling is so much more exact and like precise compared to like a lot of other languages where you have null. I've noticed this myself where like you just get in the habit of just like everything is just question mark. Like you're taking all your errors and just without thinking about it, you start just chucking all your errors up the stack, which can end up like you're like bubbling up errors to the upper layers that they don't care about that error essentially. I've noticed that. I think that is kind of one thing that people can fall into when using Rust. Is just like using the question mark operator to just be like, I don't want to handle this here, and chucking it up. So I try not to do it myself, if I can help it. Ooh, so we can even create a chunk cache here. So we have chunk cache is equal to chunk cache new chunk cache apply. So this is going to be pause X, pause Y, pause Z at chunk cache at mutable reference to a chunk cache. Okay, set block. Oh, does this overworld? This needs to be mutable, doesn't it? Okay. So we have self position IVEC3. Okay, metadata. Okay, interesting. So this has to be an IVEC3. Where X is position X, Y is position Y, and Z is position Z. Let's see. Block air. Oh, it's air all uppercase. And this does need a mutable reference to a chunk cache, but why? Oh, because we need metadata. Oh, wait. Okay. So Minecraft is running. Everything looks good. I can actually publish this change to the module that we just made. Spacetime publish local Minecraft. It doesn't build. Okay, let's fix that first. Spacetime build. I see. This is trying to chuck up an option, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And then chuck that up. Cool. So now we can go here and actually publish it. Okay, so we published it, we updated it. Unlike command line here, but we'll try this again. So chop terrain. Let's do 10. We'll do 10, 60, 10, and then for size let's do like 20. Right? Let's do 30, I guess, to be safe, maybe. Let's see if that works. Calling chop terrain. Okay. It got called. Did we apply the cache? Did we apply the cache? We did. Okay. What were we just looking at? We were wondering why this never completed. When clearly it started. Right? Oh my god. Okay, at least like this week I have the excuse that I've been sick. That was an outrageous bug and I'm surprised nobody called me out on that. What is cool is we can demo the thing now that I wanted to demo, which is I'm literally just going to call spacetime publish Minecraft -s local. We're going to publish a bug fix to this module to fix this outrageous bug. Oh my gosh, why is it trying to install .NET? Okay, hold on. I ran it from the wrong directory. Let's see. SpacetimeDB Minecraft. Okay, so we've updated Minecraft. Let's go ahead and go in here again and essentially just run the exact same command we just ran. So chop terrain 10, 60, 10, 20. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. Okay, all right. All right, I'm happy with that. So this used to be outrageously slow for the reasons that I outlined before. That was really fast. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad that we got like one major speed improvement from that. Let's do like a more outrageous example. So we can do chop terrain 35, 10. Let's see. Let's do at like 35, 35. I can get rid of this because I can't see. Chop terrain 35, 10, 35. And we'll make it like really big. Was it too big? Or maybe I put a size that was too big. I wonder if I can handle that. Oh no, it did it. Oh yeah, so that gives you an idea. Okay, so that was quite a long time, but this was a lot of blocks that were individually updated. That's an absolutely like gargantuan amount of blocks that we updated. Okay, so that makes sense that that took a few seconds to update that many blocks. So the chunk generation is actually really good now. So I would say that next week, what we'll probably start doing is start moving the entities into SpacetimeDB itself. So right now the entities are like living in this awkward layer between SpacetimeDB and the Minecraft client. Ideally, we would move all of these entities into SpacetimeDB itself. And then from that, like essentially that unlocks the last like 90% of the game, which is like right now we can break blocks, but we can't pick up items. We can't like manage our inventory because we don't like, how are we supposed to like play the game without picking up, like breaking a tree and like making a crafting table and like doing all that? Like we just can't like play the actual game right now because we don't have entities. So we really just need to get entities working in order to like make any progress on this. But I think once entities are in, we have like essentially all the game.